Good morning everyone, how you doing? It's Paul here from Unusual Things. Now today I'm in St Peter's Churchyard in Bournemouth, and I haven't been to Bournemouth for a long time, and as you can tell by the crazy seagulls, and they are crazy, there's loads of them everywhere. Not only that, when I was driving through the town centre to get here, it was like being on holiday. There is just nightclubs and bars and pubs everywhere, and I haven't been down here for a long time. So seeing all those was like, oh my god, it just took me back to my 20s when I used to come down here quite a bit. Anyway, let's get on to why we're here today. Now, if like me, you love your horror films, you love old classics, you love modern ones, you just love general horror films, and as you can tell, I obviously do. I hang around cemeteries, filming stuff for you guys. Now, Mary Wollstonecraft Shelley Godwin, born the 30th of August 1797 and died the 1st of February 1851, aged 53, was an English novelist who wrote the Gothic novel Frankenstein, or the modern Prometheus, which is considered an early example of science fiction. She also edited and promoted the works of her husband and romantic poet, philosopher Percy Bysshe Shelley. Her father was the political philosopher William Godwin, and her mother was the philosopher, feminist activist Mary Wollstonecraft. Now, Shelley's mother died less than a month after giving birth to her, and she was raised by her father, who provided her with quite a rich but informal education, encouraging her to adhere to his own anarchist political theories. Now, when she was 4, her father married one of the neighbours, a lady called Mary Jane Clairmont, with whom she had a bit of a troubled relationship with her, and they didn't really get on too well. Now, in 1814, Shelley began a romance with one of her father's political followers, Percy Bysshe Shelley, and he was already married, but together with her stepsister, Claire Clairmont, she and Percy left for France and travelled through Europe. Upon their return to England, Shelley was pregnant with Percy's child, and over the next 2 years, she and Percy faced ostracism, constant debt, and the death of a premature daughter. Now, they married in the late 1816 after the suicide of Percy Shelley's first wife, Harriet. In 1816, the couple and Mary's stepsister famously spent a summer with Lloyd Byron and John William Polidori near Geneva, Switzerland, where Shelley conceived the idea for her novel Frankenstein. The Shelleys left Britain in 1818 for Italy, where their second and third children died before Shelley gave birth to her last and only surviving child, Percy Florence Shelley. In 1822, her husband drowned when his sailing boat sank during a storm near Rieger, which is in Italy. A year later, Shelley returned to England, and from then on devoted herself to the upbringing of her son and a career as a professional author. The last decade of her life was dogged by illness, most likely caused by the brain tumour, which killed her at the age of 53. Until the 1970s, Shelley was known mainly for her efforts to publish her husband's works and for her novel Frankenstein, which remains widely read and has inspired many theatrical and film adaptations. Recent scholarship has yielded a more comprehensive view of Shelley's achievements. Scholars have shown an increasing interest in her literary output, particularly in her novels. Now, of course, as I just said, there's been many adaptations and films made of Frankenstein, including, of course, probably the most recent one, Mary Shelley's Frankenstein, which was made in 1994, I think it was, by Kenneth Branagh, who directed it, and he also starred in it as well. And Robert De Niro was in it. Now, I watched this film the other night because I haven't seen it for a long time, and it was good to see something different away from the Hollywood typical. I know it was a Hollywood film, obviously, but the typical sort of bolts in the neck, Universal, which is great, and that's how we all see Frankenstein, isn't it? But in true reflection, he was actually just a monster, he didn't have a specific look as such, and I think Robert De Niro pulled off a really good version of him. Anyway, I think we found it. I think we are in the right area. I think we are in the right area. Let's have a look. Oh yeah, here we go. Let's just show you that. I'll hover over it for a little while, but if you obviously want to pause it and read, you can. Mary Shelley's father, her mother, of course, Mary herself, her husband who drowned. Her son that lived. And then the Shelley legacy in Bournemouth. Walking around Bournemouth, it's easy to find references to the Shelley family in road, park and building names, but their main legacy is the Shelley Theatre in Boscombe. There you go. Let's go over and have a look at the grave here, shall we? Okay, so let's just pull back a bit. Mary Wollstonecraft Shelley, daughter of William and Mary Wollstonecraft Godwin, and widow of the late Percy Bysshe Shelley, born August the 30th, 1797, died February the 1st, 1851. And then there's her husband down below. And if we come around here, it's her father and her mother. Thank you, Mary Shelley, for bringing us Frankenstein. Amazing character. And it's a shame really, because people never get recognised until after they've gone. And you know, they miss out, don't they, on all the notoriety that they should have for being a tremendous novelist or author, whatever you want to call her. But lovely little churchyard, St Peter's Churchyard in Bournemouth. And the security man was really friendly too. I just parked up down there and said, hey, you know, I want to come and film up here. And he was good as gold, as long as you don't take the mickey and park for too long. Anyway, guys and girls, that's Mary Shelley's grave right there. So if you're ever in Bournemouth, and there are lots of references around, you know, you see different names and bits and pieces around to the Shelley family. You know, if you're ever passing by St Peter's Churchyard, pop in, come and see the grave. It's easy to find, just right there. Don't forget to leave me your comments down below. Are you a horror fan? Do you like Frankenstein? Have you ever read any of Mary Shelley's stuff? I'm not a big reader. I like to watch films, you know. So, if you read her books, let me know. What are they like? What is the description of Frankenstein? Now you're going to say, go and read it yourself, Paul. Can't be bothered. Not a big reader, just told you. But yeah, if you can let me know in the comments down below. I'm terrible at reading, I really just can't be bothered. Anyway, that's it from me for another Unusual Things. Please give it a thumbs up if you like the video, and God, my hands are freezing, it's ice cold out here. And subscribe to the channel if you can. And I'll see you all in the next one. Take it easy. Ta-da.